Yes, this is Coach Rod doing a little review of this past week, just Wednesday, the 9th. I had already posted a review of Monday. I would have put this up earlier, but I had a scratchy throat. I could not get rid of it. Now it's Saturday night, I think I'm doing this. So this won't take long, but I did want to do it. And then I did post more reading on the internet, and if you go there, it says the quiz for Monday, February 14th will be things we talk about that day in class. So that way, you know, if you're busy on the weekend and I didn't give you a good enough notice here, that's not a problem. So I just want to say what we did Wednesday and then do just one thing about a recommendation. So we had a quiz on ethylene glycol, not alcohol poisoning, but antifreeze poisoning. And the reason I say alcohol is because one of the treatments is to inhibit alcohol dehydrogenase. So make sure you see that when you do the reading. It's sweet and it appeals to dogs, and I already said in class that sometimes spouses will try to, kill the other spouse with antifreeze in the Kool-Aid, but don't get any ideas, okay? And then anyway, chocolate. The darker the chocolate, the more toxic to dogs. They don't have an enzyme that degrades theobromine as fast as humans, so it is toxic to them. And the darker it is, the more toxic. Then we did organophosphates. And I mentioned sarin, S-A-R-I-N, that's a capital S, is a organophosphate that started out to be an insecticide during World War II, and then people found out that it poisoned people, and it was the nerve gas, they call it, that was used in the Tokyo subways. So you could look that up. Anyway, organophosphates tend to degrade the enzyme that chews up acetylcholine at motor end plates. So acetylcholine esterase is harmed by these compounds that are on the screen here, and therefore you get acetylcholine overstimulating the postsynaptic membrane, whatever that happens to be. It might be a muscle membrane, it might be another nerve. And then, of course, we talked about the antidote, atropine, A-T-R-O-P-I-N-E, and that is also used for other things, but I just want to stop there and make this rather short. One more point. And the one more point I wanted to make is, and I know some people are doing this, some students are doing the online quizzes that you'll find on the main page of my website. It'll say online quizzes, crosswords. Go there. There is a section called Environmental Physiology, and it's got quizzes on different topics. But what I wanted to say is, yes, people are doing them, but then after you do them, you could also construct statements of fact knowing the right answers that the quizzes will show you. For example, I did this little clip of 2 questions, and it says, this organ performs biotransformation of ethylene glycol to more toxic chemicals. Well, the answer is liver. So then you could put in, the liver performs biotransformation of ethylene glycol. You could just do that. And you might want to say it's a more toxic chemical, if you know the answers. And then, I'll move this up a little bit. In dogs, initial signs of antifreeze toxicosis includes lethargy and ataxia. So in dogs, initial signs of antifreeze toxicosis includes lethargy and ataxia. That's a statement of fact. Okay, so I want to get rid of that and do another example off quizzes. Here it is. It says these items also contain the poison found in antifreeze. So that poison is ethylene glycol, and lo and behold, there's some paints that have it, some cosmetics, and then those snow globes. I'm familiar with those. You shake them up and the snow is floating around in this container, which is a globe, and it's kind of fun to do. And then another one, 2 dogs, antifreeze has a inviting aroma and sweet taste. You can make that one statement, and there's your statement of fact, and you can rule out these other things because it doesn't have a bitter taste. It doesn't have effect that's not toxic. We know it's toxic. We know it affects more than the reproductive system. We know that the color is really not the thing that's attractive because antifreeze comes in different colors. It's always the aroma and the flavor that draws in the dogs. And if it had an aroma similar to bleach, we probably wouldn't have any poisonings. So I just want to say that. Look at those online quizzes. Knowing the right answers, you could make statements of fact that you could put in your notes. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.